All right, guys, this is Mark Ebinger, and we are going to go live here. YouTube's trying to give me some trouble, but we'll see what we can do. So this is an essential oil for toxin-free living class that we're doing. This is the first one in this series that I've got. And we're going to be talking about products that we use every day in our homes and on our bodies. But we're going to talk about some of the toxicity issues that are out there, and then we're going to talk about maybe some really good solutions that are essential oil infused products that would be good for us to go ahead and use. Real quick, I want to plug the channel. If you're here, I would like for you guys to subscribe. We're going to have great information coming regularly. My wife just gave me the thumbs up that everything's looking good. Thanks, baby. So anyway, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing at least one live broadcast a week, and then I'd like to get up to 2, 3, maybe even 4 broadcasts on a regular basis so that you folks can learn in a live environment, which can be a lot more fun. Some of the things that we cover on this channel are pretty much everything essential oil, stuff for beginners, some essential oils of scripture. I like to go behind the scenes and really dig into some of the information about essential oils. I got a chance to interview some of the guys who handle the farming, the essential or the harvesting, the essential oil distillation process. So really cool stuff, but I like to get that behind the scenes stuff so you guys can see what's really going on and ask some real good questions, and then let me ask those questions to these guys too, because we don't know. Just because somebody says doesn't mean we know. Why not get it from the source? I like that kind of stuff. And then of course we'll have stuff about the home-based sharing business side of it as well. So like for us, we get our products for free every month, and we have quite a few products that we get, and then we also earn some income from it, and it's available to anybody that's a member of Young Living. My purpose today here is to point out some unnecessary toxic hazards that we are exposed to by common household items. These are things that we do every single day, whether it's cleaning, even our own personal care stuff, such as toothpaste and even shampoo and conditioners. We won't get into those today, but those are also, they have ingredients in it that we don't necessarily need. But I want to point out these toxic hazards for you guys, and then give you some safe, effective essential oil infused alternatives that you can use that are readily available. You don't have to mix them. You don't have to do anything crazy with them. You just use them. I want to provide some information on how to get these items at a very big discount, because if you go shop at the local store, you're not getting cash back. You're really not getting incentives. Every once in a while you get coupons, stuff like that, which is great. But the way that you can buy these products, you can actually get them at a huge discount, and even for free. And I'm going to provide some information on how to get them paid for completely with zero money out of your pocket. We'll get into that as well. By and large, this is information for you guys to take and learn about maybe a few things you didn't know about the level of toxicity that's going on. Now, this is an interactive event, so I encourage you guys to ask your questions. Jennifer is going to be monitoring the chat, and she'll interact with you guys. I'm going to try and stay focused on doing the presentation here. So subscribe, interact with us, chat with us, share this event with your friends and family if you feel like you want to do that. Even after the event is over with, you can still share it. It's going to be available on YouTube as a replay for at least a while until I get the next one up. There's going to be some free resources that I'm going to tell you guys about. We do have a download that you'll be able to get, but there's also some great resources to do with figuring out how toxic your home is that my wife had found and told me about, and I love sharing it because they're really effective. It's amazing how people are like, wow, I had no idea. Pretty much everything I'm going to talk about, there's going to be some information, supplemental information or links down in the details. So you can, at your leisure, you can go through there, click on the items that you want to take a more in-depth look at. And then if there's some, like some of the resources I use to gather this information, there'll be those links down there as well, so you can verify that information. And I do ask that you guys don't necessarily take my word for any of this. Do your own research, but this can be a kind of a launching point for you guys to be like, okay, let me go check that out. Mark said this, so I'm gonna go check it out a little bit. So, and that's awesome. I couldn't ask for more than that. So a little bit about me. My name is Mark Ebinger, prior Air Force. I've had a long law enforcement career that I'm wrapping up here at the end of the year, where I'll be focusing on essential oils and building my YouTube channel and just having a lot of fun doing this, as I really enjoy it. But I'll be doing this full time. And I am the founder of Essential Oil TV. It was formerly known as Oily Family TV, so you'll see some of my shirts that have that stuff on it. So that's a little bit about me. Kind of how we got started real quick. My wife had a health scare back in 2010, and it really forced us to take a look at what we're eating, what we've got in our homes, everything. We had to kind of relook at, research everything that we're doing. And my investigative background with law enforcement included homicide investigations and internal affairs investigations. So I had a little bit of history on some skill sets on really kind of walking through things and asking tough questions and not being scared off by people who don't want to answer the questions, which is pretty common. By the way, if you guys out there want to challenge me on anything that I tell you guys, please, with a good heart and a good spirit, I'd ask that you bring that information forward, and I am open to receiving it. Just because I believe something to be a certain way doesn't mean that it's absolutely that way, and I'm not open to, I can be criticized, and I'll take it just great. So we were grateful for our results that we got in our family, and I really feel a responsibility to share that with folks. We love doing it. So we're always teaching people. I mean, every day, day in and day out, we're talking to somebody new about essential oils. We really enjoy that. So essential oils are very, very important. So this is our family business, full transparency. We love what we do. My wife does it full time. I'm doing it part time right now until I retire. And then my daughter, she's doing it kind of sometimes. She likes to help, and she has a video on the channel that it's one of the has a lot of views on it. So it's a pretty good video. It's got some humor in it too. It's pretty good. So check it out. It has to do with essential oils and sleep for kids, or bedtime routine. So we've helped hundreds of families so far. We look forward to helping hundreds and thousands of more families. We've helped them learn how to use essential oils and then share them as well. And then, of course, get their products paid for. We always like when a family is like, they're getting the products every month and it doesn't cost them anything out of pocket. It's kind of cool. So if you're already a Young Living member, there's going to be product links below that you can go in, and we encourage you, if you decide, yeah, I'd like to get that, then go ahead and add it to your virtual office order, and then do it as an essential rewards order is the best thing you can do, because you're earning those percentages back in free product points that you can spend. So I definitely encourage you to do that. If you're not a member, if you want to purchase products, we encourage you, if somebody invited you to watch this broadcast, please get back with them and let them know, hey, I want to learn more about this, and I'd like to get some of these products that Mark talked about. So that's awesome. If you weren't invited by somebody, if you found us on YouTube, if you found us on Facebook, then just use the product links below, and then we will help you from that point out. I recommend that if you're going to be purchasing things as a brand new member, that you start with a Thieves Premium Starter Kit, because you're going to get a lot more value straight out of the gate. It's $160, but it's a lot of stuff, and you get a huge discount. So if you're ready for that, then you'll want to do it that way. And I'll tell you more about that a little bit later, so you know it's coming. Okay, so the big problem, I was surprised to learn this, but there are so many chemicals out there that are in use, 84,000 approximately, and then there's so many in cosmetics, 13,000 approximately, and there's a small percentage, only about 10% of those have been evaluated for safety. And the real problem is that when we use all of these different products, whether it's shampoos and lotions and whatever, makeup, soaps, on and on, toothpaste, all of that, a little bit of chemicals, a little bit of chemicals, a little bit of chemicals, it adds up to be a lot of chemicals. And this is putting a load on the body that is really, we're seeing that it's not a real good idea to do that. So it's causing problems in people. And I think, science is a little confused by the piling on of the toxicity, but, for a regular person like myself, I can look at it and I can see, well, if we're using a lot of chemicals, we're having issues. And if we're not using a lot of chemicals, we're not having issues. So, I don't think I have to be a scientist to figure that out. It's common sense. So who's at risk? The average woman uses 9 personal care products per day and are exposed to 126 unique chemical ingredients. Again, this is that, this piling on effect that's happening. Every day, 1 out of every 13 women are exposed to ingredients that are known or probable carcinogens. They're just in low doses, that's how they use them. But again, this compound effect, it may not seem like a big deal if it's in your makeup, but when you start adding the makeup and then you add the shampoo and then your nail polish and then all this other stuff, it's like it's putting a load on your body. So you want to pay attention to that. Every day, 1 out of every 24 women are exposed to ingredients that are known or probable reproductive and developmental toxins linked to impaired fertility. I mean, how many folks are just having difficulties getting pregnant these days? I mean, there's a lot of that going on. Or developmental harm for a baby in the womb or a child. So, I'm not judging mothers who are using these products, really, especially if you've got an unborn kid that's developing in your stomach, which is awesome. You'll want to just pay attention to what you're putting on your body, because it's absorbed through the skin and then your body has to deal with it. And of course, your baby is sharing that with you. So I just encourage you to pay attention to that, because we want the healthiest baby that we can possibly have. So they come out with all their fingers and their toes and their eyes, and they're ready to go at life. That's what we want. So essential oils, they're natural solutions. They're extremely effective. It's just amazing to me. And then, of course, they're toxin free. It's not something foreign to the body that causes the body doesn't know how to deal with. Because they're plant-based, the body can understand the makeup of them and it can deal with it. Why essential oils work? They contain naturally occurring properties that make them extremely effective against bacteria, viruses, molds, fungus, and other harmful substances we want to eliminate from our homes. This is one of the coolest things about essential oils, is that the multitude of chemical constituents that make up a single essential oil present bacteria with an impossible problem to solve and do not allow for bacterial resistance. That was a mouthful, but what's cool is that, let's say you've got lemon essential oil and it's grown, well, let's take lavender for example. Say you got lavender and it's grown in 2017, and then you've got at one farm, and then you have lavender grown in 2018 at the same farm. The chemical constituents of that is going to be slightly different. It's not going to be the same exact of all the different constituents at the different levels and stuff. It'll have many of the same compounds in there, but just the levels will be slightly different, right? And then if you take lavender that's grown in France, so it's exposed to different weather conditions, it's different soil, could be even a different time of the year that it's grown. I don't really know that much about that part, but it's different. So the lavender, even in the same year, is going to be different from France than it is in Utah. So that's something to consider, is that chemical makeup is constantly changing. If just a little bit, it's still changing. And bacteria and viruses, they can't adapt to that, which is absolutely awesome. I hope that made sense. So that basic definition of essential oils, they are the most powerful part of the plant. They are the aroma and flavor part of the plant. So if you take cinnamon bark from the cinnamon tree, and then it smells like cinnamon, and it's going to taste like cinnamon. So that's where the aroma and the flavor, that's the essential oil that you're smelling and you're tasting. Now, essential oils have different jobs within a plant, such as repelling or attracting insects. So an example of repelling would be citronella. An example of attracting would be lavender, because it attracts honeybees pretty well. Fighting decay by killing viruses, bacteria, and fungus. For the plant, now the plant can't get up and move if it's kind of invaded, right, with bacteria, fungus, or otherwise. So it has to be able to defend itself where it's at. Same thing if it gets injured. If an animal walks by and injures the plant, or it's being eaten by bugs or whatever, that it has to have the ability to seal up that wound so it can heal, prevent water loss, and so forth. And this is some of the things that essential oils do. If you take a tree, for example, a big tree, and it has pitch, well, that's resin, and that's essential oils in that resin. So it helps seal up, and it also helps the plant heal, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of a basic definition of essential oils. We'll talk a little bit about how we get them. The two most common methods that we get them are steam distillation and cold pressing. So an example of steam distillation is, well, I'm standing there next to a pile of a huge, I think goes deep into the ground. It's black spruce wood chips. So the whole tree is chipped up and then it's put in there and then it's steam distilled. And then the picture in the center shows that's actually juniper oil. Different thing, different picture, but the oil is lighter than water, so it sits on top, and then it just comes into that big glass cylinder there, and then they'll push the floral water up, and then the oil will drain off into the funnel, and then that's how it separates from us. Pretty cool. Interesting stats, factoids there. It takes 220 pounds of lavender to make 7 pounds of lavender essential oil. Another part of that is it takes like 27 square feet of lavender to produce one 15 milliliter bottle of lavender essential oil, which is just a tablespoon. So it takes a lot. So if you're buying it for $4 down at the store, it's probably a good indication that it's not pure lavender. Jasmine flowers, this is really cool. 8 million hand-picked blossoms to produce 2.2 pounds of oil. Sandalwood trees have to be 30 years old and 30 feet high before it can be cut down for distillation. So, you know, it adds to the expense of the essential oils, right? A little bit about the history. Essential oils have been around through as far back as I could find. All documented history goes all the way back. I've gone back as far as 4500 BC. Some of the places, Egypt, China, ancient Persia, Middle East, and then the biblical stuff is pretty interesting. Cool factoid here about King Tut's tomb is when they unsealed it, they went in there, they found a spikenard that was in there that was still aromatic, by the way. So they've been used for a very long time. Essential oils of the Bible, they're all over. The aromatics are mentioned either directly or indirectly all over the Bible. An example would be the holy anointing oil that's used at the tabernacle. It's used for cleaning and purification. Very, very interesting stuff. There's some references there. Exodus 30:17 through 30 talks about the bronze laver and anointing the tabernacle instruments. Pretty cool stuff there. I won't go into it, but there's a really neat information there. I do a Bible class on that as well that people really enjoy because they're like, I never thought of that, but it's pretty cool. Essential oils, not all essential oils are equal. This is very, very important because the oils we're going to be talking about tonight, any of the products where the oils are in, these are high quality, they're genuine, they're pure essential oils. And nothing's been added to them. They've been grown chemical, pesticide, herbicide free. They're just very, very high quality. And I can vouch for that for myself because I've been there. I've done the distillation process. I've been to the farms. I've seen what they're doing. So it's, for me, it's absolutely credible and safe products to use. There are different grades of essential oils. Just real quick, they're kind of broken down, and there's lots of different ways to do this, but this is a way to break these essential oil categories down. Genuine, manipulated, perfume, and synthetic. Synthetic mean ones that they're just all made in a lab. They don't have any kind of real value for the body at all, anything more than a pharmaceutical drug would. Grade C, perfume, it's just really for aromatics. Very little real value to them. Mostly, synthetics are added to it. Fragrance, this is interesting because they'll take a pure oil and they'll add something to it just to kind of change the aroma a little bit to maybe make it smell better, which seems silly, but it takes away from the therapeutic value of the oil. So, and then grade A just being nothing added to it at all. And that's what we're talking about tonight is the Young Living essential oils, which are nothing is added to them. They're absolutely pure. So through this presentation, this broadcast, you're going to see a repeating theme of thieves. Thieves is going to come up over and over and over again. It's a very widely used essential oil blend because it's just awesome for so many different things. There are 5 essential oils in it. It's clove, cinnamon bark, lemon, rosemary, and eucalyptus radiata. It can be used for so many different things, but for here we're going to be talking mainly about cleaning and also for the air. so like cleaning surfaces and stuff like that, and also for the air, and also for the oral care, which I threw that in there because it's huge. I love that Thieves mouthwash. I use it all the time. It's phenomenal. My dentist appreciates that I use it as well. So, all right, so let's get into a little bit about kind of the products and the chemicals, and then we'll talk about the essential oil infused solution. I'm just going to kind of run through these. So, toothpaste, triclosan, if that's how you pronounce it. Triclosan, that is it's an ingredient in a lot of toothpaste because it's an antibacterial agent. But we understand that it's trying to do a job, but then there's some concerns such as organ system toxicity, allergies, and endocrine disruption. There's a lot more as well. You can kind of dig into that. I think they're trying to pull back from using triclosan now, but it's like people have been using it for so long already. I wish they would just get the answer straight the first time, so we don't have to be like, oh, well, by the way, that causes endocrine disruption. That might be a bad thing. It's like, it's frustrating as a parent, right? Propylparabens. This is a preservative that's found in toothpaste. Not all toothpaste, I'm being fair, but it is a common one. Some concerns associated with that are allergies, immunotoxicity, and endocrine disruption. The average American uses 20 gallons of toothpaste in their lifetime. Your mouth is one of the most absorbent places in your entire body. I did a test one time I would do for like chlorine in the water. I had just a little bit of water, and I put it in my mouth, just swish it like once or twice, and then spit it back out and test it for chlorine. And I would test it first and see that it's got plenty of chlorine because they put chlorine in the water here in San Antonio. And then I would do that and then test it again, and it showed up with zero. I mean, it wouldn't show, it would not change color. You know how you do the pool drops or whatever? It didn't change colors. So according to that, and I did this multiple times, that the chlorine had been absorbed into my mouth within like 2 or 3 seconds, completely, or at least traceably measurable, had been absorbed into my system that quick. So the mouth is a huge little way to get stuff into your bloodstream very, very, very quickly. So just be aware of that, and you can try that test at home yourself. So the mouth is one of the most absorbent places in your entire body. So true. Even if you spit your toothpaste out, some of the chemicals make it into your bloodstream. And I believe that because I haven't been able to test the toothpaste, but I tested the water and saw that it is so fast that it's absorbed into your system. So just a quick reminder, guys, if you're watching this live, get into that chat. If you have a question, please ask them. We love to chat with you guys. You're like, wait a minute, what about this? Or I have a question about that. Or he's talking too fast, tell him to slow down. Whatever. So essential oil infused toothpaste, which is pretty cool. They have they have quite a few different choices. We use the Thieves Aroma Bright, and then there's also the Kid Sense Sleek toothpaste. Everybody in my house uses the same one, the Thieves Aroma Bright. That's just what we use. But there is a kid's version as well. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she's fine with the Thieves toothpaste. So it's infused with pure essential oils, contains xylitol, which is cool. The essential oils, of course, it's going to be the Thieves blend, but also Ocotea, spearmint, and peppermint are going to be in that as well. There's no sulfates, synthetic dyes, artificial flavors, or preservatives, right? So it's plant-based, it's natural, it's good stuff. So that is a great alternative for you guys to use essential oil infused toothpaste. A link to that will be in the details below. So there's a Think Dirty app. I have a link to it in the details below as well, where this is a cool app because it's an easy way to find out how toxic the products are that you use on a regular basis. So I would recommend that you go download it after the broadcast and then go through your house and start checking some of that stuff out. Remember, as parents, we're the gatekeepers to our house. So, what we're using, what our kids are using, what our pets. We lost a pet to a bad reaction to a common linen spray that's available. I won't say the name of it, but our cat had an asthmatic reaction and just never recovered. So our pets as well. So there's no need to expose them to that if we don't have to. And this is a good way to figure out what's good, bad, or indifferent going down the road. One of my favorite, when I'm doing research for a lot of stuff, this is one of the places that I will go, is ewg.org. And the way that I do it, because it can be a bit sloppy, is I will actually Google the term. So if I want to look at triclosan or a particular product, I will put the product name and then ewg.org, and it'll give me a link that'll take me right to it, because you can get kind of lost in EWG. It's a little weird. But this is where you can get a lot of information about those products. You can see how they're rated. You can get about the ingredients that are in it. You know, it's a good starting point. And then, of course, you can go other places to get additional information as well. Toxic hand soap. So, again, triclosan. It's the antibacterial agent. But interestingly enough is that they're realizing this, and y'all Google this, but that studies are showing that, well, wait, you know, it's really no more effective than just using soap and water. And we've been using it for how long now? So anyway. And then fragrance. So fragrance is kind of a catch-all place where they can put thousands and thousands of ingredients, and it's a protected area for companies. So it's like, this is our secret sauce, and so we're going to put it in fragrance category, and there's like a list of so many things that can be in that they don't have to disclose to us. So it's kind of a hidden area, which is not good. But so I think I summarized that. It's approximately 5,000 fragrant molecules that are used in heavy rotation. So anyway, I've been associated with allergies, dermatitis, respiratory distress, on and on, but it's a lot more than that in fragrance. So just do your due diligence on that and check it out. Thieves Foaming Hand Soap. That is one that is it's really good. It's simple. I mean, it's plant-based formula. It's essential oil infused, obviously. No harsh chemicals. It has aloe, vitamin E, and ginkgo biloba in it. And it's very effective for cleaning without all of the stuff that we don't want. So there's no sulfates, dyes, synthetic fragrances, or harsh chemicals. It's just a smarter choice. You know, we have it in our bathrooms. It's what my daughter uses, what we all use to clean our hands. So it's a good choice. So laundry detergent. I am no fan of laundry detergent because I dealt with asthma for a few years, and this was one of the things that I eliminated was this toxic laundry detergent. This stuff is bad. Just a couple of the things that I noted here, like sodium borate, which is a cleaning agent. I don't even know how to pronounce the other one. Ethanolamine, lamine, whatever. It's another cleaning agent, and they have just bad effects. Yeah, it's going to affect your respiratory system. It's developmental here, endocrine there, here respiratory, there an organ or nerve. I mean, it's just not good. And anybody who puts a label on that says, you know, caution, you know, keep away from children and whatever else is on there, it's like, when I went through detective school, that would have been what we would call a clue that, you know, maybe there's something else out there we could use and not that. So just be aware of that information. Check out the labels and make better choices. There is a Thieves one. Thieves Essential Oil Infused Laundry Soap. Notice how it's not called detergent. It's just called soap. This stuff is super effective. It takes just a small amount. I think we get 128 loads out of a bottle. We have a high efficiency machine. It's like a lot. So it's got Thieves, and it's also got jade lemon and bergamot essential oils in it. Plant-based. It's free from the sodium lauryl sulfates, dyes, petrochemicals, formaldehyde. Are you kidding me? Phosphates, synthetic perfumes, and so forth. Optical brighteners. Optical brighteners actually remain within the clothes, on the clothes, and then of course they're still in contact with the skin throughout the day. So you're constantly being exposed to that. Not to mention you breathe that in. And what's interesting is that people like that smell. I love the smell of my detergent, but we've kind of become accustomed to it, but that smell is not good. So best if we learn to smell something else we like. So just food for thought on that. Household cleaners, I think we're getting close to being finished here. The most common toxins include ethylene oxide and toluene. I think that's how you pronounce it. So a lot of ingredients are not disclosed because they're categorized as fragrance or cleaning agents. But this ethylene oxide it's a I think I'm pronouncing it right. Surfactant. Basically, it lowers the surface tension of whatever it's coming in contact with. It's the highest toxicity rating on EWG. That's 10. It's a known human carcinogen, organ system. I mean, it's just all the stuff we've been talking about, right? This is just another example of, okay, I'm going to go clean and my hands are in that. Is that a good idea? I guess a legitimate question is, are essential oils really capable of doing what we need in the cleaning? And there's essential oils are sometimes ingredients in some of the cleaners, like lemon or orange. We've seen that. So I put together a little example, and I kind of got ahead of myself. We should have done this a little earlier, but so this is a sticker that's on there, and it's on there pretty good, right? I mean, it's peeling off. It's pretty stuck, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some lemon essential oil, and I'm going to put it on the sticker. And I'm just going to let it sit there, and then I'll just kind of show you guys. I'm not going to hold you up, but I'm just going to put it on the deal here. So just going to put a couple drops, and then just kind of rub it on. Okay, so it'll sit there. I'll let it sit there for a minute. So I mean, it's safe, right? And I'll show you another thing too, which is cool. It's a cool little trick you can do at home. So this is a styrofoam cup. I've told people about this, but quite often I don't have a styrofoam cup in front of me. But you see the bottom of it. I'm going to put a drop or two, probably end up getting 2 drops on here. I just put it on the bottom of the cup, right? And I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit too while I kind of talk to y'all. It's right here. There's no other cups here. I'm not going to move it around. It's just going to sit there. Okay. While I go through this, and then I'll show you kind of what it's doing. In fact, I don't know if you can see already, but it's already starting to dissolve that pretty good. So we'll kind of show you, does it work? Yeah, it does work. And this is just one example of that. Hopefully I won't run out of slides, but I'll let you see it before we wrap up. So the Thieves Household Cleaner, my daughter even uses this. It's safe for kids and pets. We don't have any concerns with our cat. It's just like a 17-year-old cat. It's deep cleaning. So it's a concentrate that's in that bottle there, and I don't know how many capfuls you get out of it. There's a lot. And you can mix it with different dilutions, and you can add some stuff to it if you want to like make it a bit more powerful, or you want it to do something a little bit different, like a power scrub, which would be like an abrasive scrub to clean the tubs and stuff like that with. There's different stuff you can do, which we teach folks how to do that kind of stuff, which is cool because you can use that for everything. A general all-purpose cleaner, you just put a capsule and 3 cups of water in a spray bottle, and you're good to go. You do the countertops, and we do the windows with that too. You can also add some white vinegar to the mixture if you want, but we haven't needed to do that. We haven't had any problems with cleaning our windows with just the all-purpose cleaner. But if you do see some streaks or something, you can add a little bit of white vinegar to it, just a teaspoon to the bottle. And then if you want to increase the degreasing power of it, you just add more concentration. So less water, more, maybe double it up and see how that works for you. So let me just show you what's going on here. As you can see, the lemon is just breaking that petrochemicals down in this styrofoam cup. It's just breaking it down. All right, so this is still the sticker, right? Okay, so it is coming off. It's coming out, so you can kind of see it's peeling off pretty good there. And what's cool is it's not really leaving behind the sticky residue. There's no stickiness there at all. Interesting story, and I'll show you as we continue going on here. I'll show you more in a minute. But I had gotten some pitch from a tree all over my hands, and I took a couple drops of lemon, and it took it immediately off of my hands. So my hands were pitch free, which was pretty cool. All right, what else we got here? Toxic ingredients in air fresheners, dichlorobenzene, odor killer, and phthalates. So let's talk about the dichlorobenzene for just a second. So this is what's found in mothballs and deodorant blocks, but it works by attacking the receptors in the nose and thus eliminating the sense of smell. That's a copy and paste. It's linked to liver and nerve damage. Well, you think? I mean, it's probably not a good idea if it attacks the receptors in your nose and that's how it kills the odor. That's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. So what we do is we run essential oils in our house. We run purification. If we need to knock down an odor, that's what we do. We run purification. If we want a smell that's kind of uplifting, we'll do some citrus oils, something that's relaxing. We use frankincense or lavender. You can also here's some cool ideas down below. People will take lemongrass and they'll take baking soda and they'll just add some lemongrass to it, and that's their carpet fresh. That's a good way to deal with odors, right? And then dryer sheets, we actually make dryer balls, wool dryer balls, and add essential oils to that, so it's kind of fragrance. So that works good. And then a bed linen spray, so mixing just a little bit of lavender with some water and spraying your linens so you can have that fresh smell. Another way is to take a drop or two of lavender in your hands and then smooth out your pillow. There's a friend of mine, Rebecca, had done that for her daughter, and that was the first time I'd heard about that. It was pretty cool. It was a good way to introduce her daughter to the essential oil. So awesome. Let's check how this is doing here. So yeah, this thing is just, it's just coming right off. So, and there's no sticky residue or anything. So it's cool. Anyway, I can still feel the lemon oil on it. It's pretty cool. That was live, so and then this is still moving along too. Just tore the bottom of that cup up. So I had another one that I did before because I just wanted to, see how long it would take and everything, and this is what it looked like. Now it's 2 drops of lemon right there. It sat here for half an hour or whatever. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. Be the change in your house. So if you're already a Young Living member and you want to add these products, just go into your virtual office, start adding them, get them on your Essential Rewards order, so you get the points, right? We want to get the points if you can. The picture here shows the kit. Let me make sure the next one shows the kit as well. It does. Okay, so let me just go through this real quick. So there really is no reason to hang on to the chemical stuff because this stuff works better, in my opinion, than the rest of that stuff anyway. I had mold in my shower, and I just took the Thieves Cleaner and I just put a sprayer in it. I used it direct, so it was full blown, and I used that in my bathroom, and it worked awesome. And it's more effective, in my opinion, than using the bleach. That's my opinion. That's what I observed. So anyway, so add these products we talked about. I'm going to move through that. If you're not a Young Living member yet, then you can get all of this stuff like in one lump deal here you can save a ton of money as well. You get plenty of the foaming hand soap. You get some Thieves essential oil, which is awesome. You get the mouthwash. That mouthwash is great. A little tip on the mouthwash is, this is what I do. Okay, I'm not a doctor, right? But I use mouthwash. I would take about half of it and empty it out into another container, and then fill it up with water and just shake it up. And that's what I use. Plenty powerful. So you can kind of double your mouthwash there. You get plenty of household cleaners, 2 of them in there. Hand purifier. So you get the liquid waterless hand purifier stuff, the little liquid stuff you put in there and rub your hands together. You get a couple of those. Foaming hand soaps, Thieves spray. It's just a little thing of spray that you can put on your keyboard, or you can spray it wherever if you want to, kind of clean that area up. And then you get a stress away blend too, which is real popular for folks. It smells really, really good. Let's see. Young Living. All right, so we already kind of went through that. This is super important too. So if you go down to a local store and you buy some products and you get home, and it's like you don't really know how to use it. You don't really have anybody you can talk to about those things or ask questions and stuff. And that's really good to be part of a community. And that's one of the things that we do is help folks understand how to use the products, answer any questions before or even after they buy them. And it's kind of a relationship as much as folks want to take advantage of it. They can connect with us on social media. Of course, they can call us. We have a lot of experience with essential oils and these products, and we can really help folks understand good ways to use them, beneficial ways to use them, and to save money purchasing them, because you can get them. That price really starts to come down on those things when you take full advantage of everything that Young Living has to offer. And like I said, we've been getting our products free for years. So pretty cool. Sharing the products, which is kind of how you get them free, is easy, because when you use the cleaner and it works, you're going to talk about it because it's chemical free or it's toxin free and it works. Why wouldn't you use it? And why wouldn't you share it? And that really catches on momentum, and people appreciate that because it's unique, it's special, and it can pay them. So you use them, you talk about them, you invite folks to something like this. We put on a live broadcast, say, hey, Mark's going to be talking about it. Go check it out. And then you just tell them how to buy it. It's pretty simple. But people really want those choices. We're getting smarter and smarter as a society. We're looking for products that aren't GMO. They're not weird. They don't have things the body doesn't understand. We want things the body can understand and process out, take advantage of while we're using them. Stuff that's safe for our kids and our pets. And essential oils are that. They've been around for thousands of years for a reason. They were put in place. I'm a Christian. I believe that Jesus created everything. And, essential oils, the plant stuff, he put plants all over the planet. So, they're available for everybody to use, whether it's herbal medicine, essential oils, flavoring, spices. I mean, how cool is it that something like cinnamon can have a powerful effect on the body, and it also smells good and it tastes good? How cool is that? That's creativity right there. Real quick plug for Young Living. I love the company. They're awesome. They do a great job at being transparent and being industry leaders. They just opened up a new farm in South Africa. So I think that's like 15 or 16 farms now that they have. It's a global network. They own some of the farms, and they're partnered with farms in a really good partnership where everything is watched and monitored and all of that important stuff that we want with our oils. They've been around for 23 plus years, and they're growing at about 30% right now per year. $1 billion in sales last year, 1.3 billion is projected for 2017. Their distribution model is a network marketing model. So we can, as a person like myself, we can leverage those efforts. So I can tell people about the products and they tell people and so forth. It's a really good way of doing it, because we go to the movie and we tell somebody about it. We don't get a kickback from the production company on that. But with this, we do. And it's an incentive for us to stay engaged, and help people learn, which is what we're doing now. If you're interested in learning about what kind of money can be made through Young Living, I just have to tell you this. There's an income disclosure statement link in the details. I'll double check that. It might not be there yet, but I will put it there for you guys. What else? There's a picture of Jennifer at one of the farms there, where the guys were weeding by hand, which is how they do it there. So we have a huge social media presence, live YouTube broadcasts, personal coaching, resource materials. My wife really, when somebody starts with the essential oils and products as one of our members, she really provides them with all kinds of care and resource materials and stuff like that. She really takes good care of our members. And of course, we have over 10 years of combined experience, so you guys don't have to be the expert. You just point them in our direction and we'll help you. So I invite you guys to connect with us, to keep on learning. If you're not ready to buy anything today, that's cool. Just keep on learning. Keep challenging things. Take a look, get that Think Dirty app, and go around your house and check out your stuff. See what's going on. See what you need to get rid of. If you are ready, then purchase that starter kit. There's no need to wait. It's $160. Make the purchase. Get started. We'll be there to help you, or whoever sent you this broadcast. Get back with them. Let them know you're ready to get started. That's awesome. You can't make the change if you don't buy the products. That's just the way it goes. And then, of course, you can learn to earn by sharing, which is something that we help folks with as well. I think that might be it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Show the love. Give me some likes on the broadcast. And you can watch it on replay. You can share it, all of that. And I've got another broadcast coming up next week. I'm not sure when exactly, but it's gonna. I don't even know what it's on, to be honest, but it'll be here. I promise. That's it. So subscribe, follow, hit us up on Facebook, share the love, and have a great week. I think we're good. Let me transition out with my with my outro. It's actually my intro, but it's kind of fun. You guys take care.